G Spotlight.
Mm.
Three, three, two, two. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the G Spotlight. Yes, we're a little late. You guys are lying.
We got caught up in just some chit chat.
We did. We spilled some tea on each other, all over
Oh,
ourselves.
oh, it's all over.
I'm so tea filled. But we're here for you now. We are. We're here. We're here. Talk about General Hospital on the week that was. It was. I mean, General Hospital, full steam ahead, kids. Full steam ahead. Before we get started, of course, Frank Moran, my buddy, is here. Hello, Frank.
Hello, James. Everybody.
Everybody was here. Um, and so, of course, super chats are welcomed. We're on Facebook at GSP Spotlights. I can't spell welcome for some reason. GSP Spotlights is on Facebook, of course. That page is almost, I think, 6,000 people on it now. It's like that. So, but please just continue to, check that out. And also, we have some church announcements. Okay. This Wednesday, everybody, this Wednesday, April Fool's Day, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. It's your hospital's 63rd anniversary. That day, the actual day, it started that day, April 1st, 1963. So Frank and I invited a few folks to join us. Matt and Kat from 10th Floor GH, who are on right now doing their Days of Our Lives Bound Gates after show. And that girl with the big mouth, Candace Mack. She'll be on telling us, but there's been another chick on here, talking about General Hospital and the 63 years. So I'll ask them questions, we'll have some fun, get some ideas. So that's this Wednesday night, Frank. We have a good time.
Uh, is this for real? Because when you were telling me, I thought it's got to be an April Fool's joke.
Really, everybody shows up, but not me. Like, good luck.
He
That would
got
be
us
April.
again. He got
That's
us
it again.
again.
That's it again. No, it's for real, kids. And it's not a joke. We're gonna get to. They started April 1st. It's kind of funny because all the shows had their anniversaries this week. As you know, Bold and Beautiful had theirs and launched an app. That's a big
Ooh.
thing. You hear about
Wait, and
that, Frank?
that is that so like all our episodes are available on this app?
All 9,000. Yes. Because, folks, that's because they own it. Not because nobody else owns it. ABC Disney owns General Hospital stuff, so it's a whole different story. But the Bell family, they own all the episodes of Bold and Beautiful. So they're able to do that and release it onto one app. Plus
Uh,
documentaries, other stuff.
but I assume, I mean, that app is not free.
No, it's not, Frank. It's like, I think it's $5.99 or something like that. $4.99.
Oh, but you get access to their entire library, which is cool. I mean, so fans do enjoy good being able to have access to everything.
I know. It's smart. Bold and Beautiful was the first to come back during the pandemic. It was the first to do a live show in terms of having people call in with Casey. It was the first to do a YouTube channel with classic episodes. So they're always bold and beautiful. That's out now. But we did that show. That show's out. We talked about Crazy Sheila. And before that, we did Y&R, who also celebrated their anniversary this week. Also, they started March 26, 1973. I was 4 years old. Almost four. Almost four. And then, Frank, nothing in life is free. That's right, kids. That's very smart. That was very smart. So we talked about that. We got a celebratory message from Matt Kane, the PR from there, and we're getting a box of goodies. So stay tuned for that from Y&R. Congratulations to them. They're the only soap still at Television City, CBS still over there. And then before that, oh, we all cried. I cried. They got them crying. We talked about Beyond the Gates. This week was a doozy with the whole Anita cancer storyline. It was very well done, very serious, and I tried to hold it in. I couldn't. It's a little too close to home for me right now. But that just means they did a great job all around. It was a great week there. So I was want to warn you, it's a very serious Beyond the Gates after show this week. We kind of did that. So those are all available, audio and video, Frank.
Wow. Beyond the Gates.
Um,
Look at that.
it was very serious. It was good, it was very serious. Also, a couple of little tidbits, as Tony would say. Tammy Govea wasn't here today. She's on assignment. She's probably drinking prosecco somewhere, but she's on assignment and wasn't here with us today. So, give a shout out to Tammy Govea because she is part of our people. Also, want to tell you, check out my Daytime Today after shows. I talk about Ryan Gosling, the whole thing with Marlena, possessed by the devil's thing. You hear about that, Frank?
No.
Oh my God. The big soap, because before that, it was the whole Michael B. Jordan winning the Oscar. Before that, it was John Oliver. Well, it's continuing. Ryan Gosling said that his favorite actress was Deidre Hall, which was possessed by the devil in the 90s. So, Deidre Hall smartly sent a video out and invited Ryan Gosling onto the set. Ryan sent a video back saying, "Yes, I would love to come there, whether you're possessed or not." It's big news thing. It's huge news.
That's awesome.
Yes. So Ryan Gosling, I mean, A-list actor. I'm telling you, soap's having a good week all these last couple, 3, 4 weeks in terms of mainstream press. So now Days does film 11 months in advance. So here's what I behoove them to do. Film something now and insert it in. Do not wait 11 months from now when everything goes away. Find a way to insert it in now. Do something that's kind of, let's keep this momentum going. I think, but you guys, everybody sounds like it was huge. It was huge. I'm not even a huge Ryan Gosling fan, but just like, I thought it was kind of fun. Even though Flobo is pissed because Mar Devil is his woman. He's been loving Mar Devil since I introduced him to her 2 years ago. He's been known to love Mar Devil. So he said he's tired of Ryan taking his women away from him, so he's going to fight for him. So.
Well, is Flobo going to put out a video?
I told him he should. So stay tuned. You don't know. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, he can talk all about it, but if he's not going to do something about it, yeah, don't talk about it. Be about it.
Frank's shaking his neck. He's been around me too long, obviously. He's like, you best believe. You're ready. But yeah, Ryan did show. Thank you, Andy. But Ryan did. And the serious part was, again, another person who showed respect to the entire show genre, saying how it's hard work, and we know that. We all know that here. It's hard work. And so I think it's very interesting, Frank, that I talked about this on the other shows, how the last month or so we've had people in the mainstream talking about soaps.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
People have either watched it or had the opportunity to be on it. And so while some people may kind of like, oh, just soaps, I think there are many people out there that do appreciate the art form, and at the very least just respect the talent that's on there, and just the crazy amount of material they have to be able to deliver.
I agree. Last couple of things. I have audio dramas. Yes, I do. And I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Casey, who's working on Haven Falls, his new audio soap opera. Of course, he and I started this whole thing with Forever and a Day 6 years ago, our award-winning audio drama. So he's doing that. But for me, we have the 5-year anniversary of The Easter Hare, our audio horror series. Special episodes coming out on Tuesday. If you haven't listened to the series, I kill people off in the beginning episodes. So I've killed off Tammy. I've killed off Tony Moore. I've killed off Matt and Kat from 10th Floor. I've killed off Emmy winner Justin Torkelson from Bold and the Beautiful. So check all that out. It's a lot. They die in very interesting ways related to Easter. So it's been a lot of fun doing this series. New episodes are coming at some point. But we did a special little episode for the 5th anniversary. That's Tuesday on the 31st. But I have others. The Pressed Horse, Cupid's Crossing, The Last Floor. And we released a trailer for Too Bad He Never Knew. So check those out. They're fun. They're totally fun. And alternative media is in. So vertical dramas, audio dramas, shorts, they're all in, kids. They're all in. So, yes. And also, it's Palm Sunday for those who celebrate. I just want to make sure I make that known. We'll be off next weekend for Easter. I won't be with my grandkids. I'll be with my nieces and nephews. But for Easter, for those who celebrate, yeah, we had Ash Wednesday, Palm Sunday. Next Friday is Good Friday. Lent is over. And then on Easter, he has risen, as they say. I don't know. I don't want to be doing that day for sure. But so for those you guys who celebrate, I always say this: the last 7 words of Jesus when he was on the cross. Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. He says. So there you go, everybody. I think it's everything, Frank. I think that's all.
All right. Well, take care, everybody.
Bye bye. See you guys next week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye. We go and grab my drink. See you guys later. Bye. Now get it out, kids. Oh, addition days. Tony Moore, the grandfather of all. Check him out too today at 3:00.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll appreciate just being thought of as like a casual aside at the end.
He mentions us all every week. So I feel bad that I didn't say it earlier. Okay, kids. Now we can go in. Now we can go into this. Frank Moran. Get my stuff ready over here. I have to say, this is my opening statement.
Ooh.
I have to say, I have been very impressed with General Hospital last month or so. Yeah, there's some things that have holes in them, whatever, it's fine. But overall, they've been giving us drama. Overall, they've been giving us suspense. They're giving us umbrella story. You know me, I love an umbrella story. Umbrella stories. They are going there. They are forwarding story, shorter times to find out things. All the things that I know I like, and I know some of the things you like, they've been hitting it. The acting has been pretty good. These kids, I'm impressed. Finn Carr, who plays Rocco, Anton, who plays Danny. I was like, okay. I love the girl who plays Charlotte, of course, like her. Pairings you're not used to seeing. Pair up. New interests that you're not used to either. And I mean, seriously, it's just, I mean, yes, we got the little cutesy dog parts. That's a little annoying a little bit. I love dogs, don't get me wrong, I love dogs. But I will say that I've been very impressed with the pacing, and just literally, like seriously, they're just going there, Frank. That's my opening statement.
Oh, all right.
He hates everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Tear it down, Frank. Tear me down. That's right.
Let me drag out my gas can and my match.
Yeah.
I know I would agree for the most part on that. And now we're entering that stage where I mean the show sometimes has a tough time juggling when certain actors aren't around. How to handle the story and all that stuff. So I will be curious now. I mean, they seem to have known for a while that Steve Burton would be leaving.
Yes.
And I mean, so with his exit this week, you think like he's probably going to be involved somehow in the climax? Does that mean we've got like 2 to 3 months of just I don't know, hopefully not spinning our wheels too much, still
Right.
moving the storyline. I hope that the show is that there's still enough built-in story with everybody else remaining that by the time we get to his return, it doesn't feel like we've stretched things out and we spun our wheels. That it just feels like, oh no, this was just we had this all planned out and it really pays off at the end.
Well, so far we compared to a few years ago. No, actually, compared to a year ago. Compared to a year, beginning of 20, how slow some of these stories were going. How it was the same beats being played for months.
Yeah.
We're not getting that right now. Not right now. We're not. I mean, they're just they're working. And like I said, there's some holes and things. We'll break it all down. But like for the most part, I like what's happening right now. I'm looking forward to General Hospital every day again to see what's going to happen, because they have given us some twists. And I will start with the first one. because that's just the main one going to think. That's Rocco shooting Cullum. Now we knew Rocco was going to do something. I knew he was going to do something. He was there for a reason. I thought 5 other scenarios. I thought he was going to be kidnapped. You know, but I didn't think I didn't think the gun thing. I thought other things were going to happen because he was there for a long time. Clearly, something was going to happen. But to have him actually be the one to shoot him and stick with it, and when Jason said, when Nathan said, what's our next move? It's like, is that the Nathan? Like, I'm just like, we're in suspense. We're still in suspense. Like, which Nathan is this? A newer Nathan, or is this the old? Like, would he have done that before? Like, but because he's with Lulu now, is he doing it because I love that how that was a gray area.
Yeah,
And there's like, oh.
And I also feel like because of his I mean, regardless of who this Nathan is,
Right.
he still speaks of his like friendship with Dante. So,
Yes.
like, that's what made it so kind of interesting to figure out what's going to be the real deal with this Nathan, because in addition to being in love with Lulu, he still has this
Yeah,
deep connection to Dante.
that's true. That's very true. And Rocco's a kid. I mean, he's a minor. So it was to protect him. But I just thought, ooh, that's interesting. That he just and swiftly took him off.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
and I liked it because I mean, knowing that he was going to leave, I mean, you're watching this week going like, what's going to be the thing that's going to pull Jason off canvas? Uh, and at first I thought like, well, I guess it's just Dante serving him this WSP warrant, and then Jason just disappears. So having the stuff on the pier on top of that, and the whole Rocco thing,
yes.
things I was not expecting this to happen this week.
It was a great choreographed series of scenes on that pier. Everybody's talking about it. I thought it was a great use of the pier for number one. Um, but you and I laughed last week. I mean, we laughing like hee, not like just whatever. We're gonna have a house together. We're so in love. Like we knew, hey, Marco, you're done for. Obviously, he's saying all the things that you would say that the person left behind will remember, right? But I have to say, it's this whole Brits and Lucas kind of having a friendship, kind of because of because of the circumstance. I kind of, but still be a little snarky with each other. I kind of like that.
Yeah, no hugs. We're not gonna do hugs on this.
But I love that.
Yeah.
I love that he gets super sappy because that wouldn't have been them. That's what I'm kind of like, oh yeah. So it's like, okay, you're still like they kind of admire each other now because they know the truth. The truth is, I mean, we know Brit's story. Obviously, that's been like I said, Nathan we still don't really know, but we know her story. But I really thought, and going backwards a second, I really never thought that Cullum would go after Marco. I thought Marco was going to go some other way, but the fact that he stabbed him 7 times, like cheese and crackers and cheese, that was like that's a little rough. But the fact that we'll get to the reactions in a second. I was saying, but Sidwell is the guy he's working with. It's kind of like I mean, but it's just like I was just like, he's bleeding over here. And well, we'll get that's more story to get to. We'll get to that story in a second. Okay, back to the pier. So Jason gets, well, I guess we have to mention it. Jason, well, it's kind of funny. This is a little plot hole here. So Jason and Alexis are going to see Danny play. Okay, sure. That's my little whatever. But having Dante show up with a warrant for with the WSB show up as Dante's trying to talk, it's all weird. It's all weird, right? It's supposed to be weird. And with Jason headbutting Dante, but Dante getting that something's off. They made him smart. Before them, he's dumb as I always say a box of leaves. They made him. It was like it's that stuff. I love when him actually in 88 Turner talk because they actually played them smarter, right? Than they have in the past. Like, well, no, he wouldn't. That's not his style. Like, why would he do that? Why would he shoot? So they're already kind of getting there. Like, why would he shoot a W? That's not his style that way, and he would do it this way. And it's I like that they're playing them smarter. And I would tell you, I know I'm moving around a second, but I have to mention this part before I forget it. The scenes between Dante and Jason in the interrogation room, I thought were amazing.
Yeah, it's the one thing I don't understand about this. I mean, yes, Jason never really talks unless he's got his lawyer there with him. But it's like the stakes of this, like why he doesn't include Dante in to what Column's really doing with Sidwell. Like all this, like what why wouldn't he say anything to Dante? Not that that's going to clear up the situation, I guess, right away, but still, why not fill? I'm curious why he didn't at least fill him in on that stuff.
My thought was it's such a dangerous situation that maybe he's trying to protect Dante also, be there for the kids since he can't be. I thought that because they talked about they're like a weird dysfunctional family. They talked about it. I just wonder if he's just kind of like the more I talk and just again, you just said it. Jason's not talkative. Number one, that's number one. But I feel like he's trying to protect everybody. It seems like this little family of his trying to protect Carly, trying to protect Jonathan. And so I think I took it as, I mean, I could be wrong. I just took it as he did. He's like Dante and them. It's above their head what's going on. I don't know. I kind of took it that way.
Yeah, I mean, because it wouldn't get him out of the situation that he's in
No,
currently, because they
no,
would have to investigate this and verify and see all the stuff doesn't. And I'm sure, with Cullum surviving,
right.
he would make it so hard for them to be able to
Oh
prove
yeah,
anything.
oh yeah.
But you think like at least let them. I don't know. It's weird. Like just know what the bigger picture is before they just ship him off and say like, hey, keep an eye out for this Cullum guy. You cannot trust him.
But I think they kind of know that already. I don't think we even need that. I think Dante knows something's off with him.
I mean, I know from his talks with Brennan. I mean,
Yeah,
so
something going on.
we're
Right.
gonna have to wait for more like for Brennan and Dante to chat about stuff, I guess. Uh,
It may happen this week. I mean, they're going fast. I was gonna say they could
yeah,
happen this week. I just think that didn't bother me so much. I just really enjoyed how they talked about this whole situation with the kids, how
yeah.
they are a family, like they because of Sam. Maybe just this weird thing happened, and Rocco were like brothers. They became like family. It was just I just really enjoyed the evolution of that. Who knew that Sam's death would actually give us all of this? It did. That's
Yeah,
what I
I mean,
love.
it's not an easy. Yeah, it's a cool dynamic, but also not an easy thing to to navigate.
Right. So I just want to mention that part was really good. But back to the pier. So you have Lucas leaving. She thinks she's got it, and Cullum shows up.
I was not expecting him smashing the vials.
Oh, me neither.
I was like, Jesus, we're like all that for just nothing now.
I know, but we know in there's four more. I think in that vault or that safe at Windermere. But he smashed one. Right, the other one rolled away, didn't it? I thought one rolled
I
away.
thought he got both of them, but
He could have. But yeah, I didn't expect that either. And the way Kelly Tebow played it, she was defeated. She played like just like F.
yeah,
Like that's like we're almost like she was like we're almost there. And then when he decides he's gonna kill her, like he just killed everybody. Like he just I mean, Colm just went crazy. Um and then Jason of course shows up, of course. Of course he does.
of
I
course,
mean
yeah,
Jason
yeah. I mean, when he ran from Danny's high school, I mean, just fleet of feet to just get to that pier.
he did though.
All right,
He took
so during that fight, did you feel like Stone Cold has lost a step, or did you feel like
yeah.
Cullum was like a true badass fighter?
I think again, like, there's a few holes in this story. I felt like Jason lost a step. But then I was wondering, is that on purpose though?
How
Jason's
so?
getting a little older.
Yeah.
He's been kind of he's a great body still, folks. I mean, he got better body than I do. But he's getting a little older, and he's been because he didn't shoot them. He's like there's something going on with that. He didn't get the shot we made fun of the week before. Then this, it's almost like he is kind of coming out of that world, and so I just wonder if that was part of it because Cullum took over so fast. Like, oh.
I mean, it's like Stone Cold gives him that one like right hook, and it does
Right,
like take Cullum down to his knees for a second, but then
right.
it's all after the chokehold, he gets out of that, and I'm like,
Chadwick Boseman.
when he pulls out the baton, I'm like, come on, Jason, there's no way you were gonna let that be the end of you just getting beat by a
Yeah.
baton. Get out of here.
But on Chadwick Boseman, Jason was off. Yeah, but that's the point they're trying to do is have a reason for Rocco to pick up the gun.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, Stone Cold wouldn't be that sloppy.
I agree. Like I said, there's also it's only a little hole that was in there. But having Rocco shoot him, I was shocked. Again, I thought of other scenarios. I didn't think of that. And then keeping it that he shot him. Like it's clear he shot him. And Finn, who plays Rocco, played it so well, being in shock about it. It's not easy to shoot somebody when you're a kid or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like the fact he's like he cares about both of them, Jason and Britt. And when Nathan brought him home, and he couldn't explain to Lulu everything yet, I was like, I was in, but I'm so glad he told his mother everything.
I was, and but what I also liked about the Nathan Lulu bit in there too was like, I will tell you everything, but I can't right now because I got to get to the station so that way I can stay ahead of everything.
Yeah.
It's like I thought that was one of those things where it's like, why aren't you just telling this person what's going on? It's like it made sense in that moment why Nathan couldn't just stand
Oh
there
yeah.
because
Oh totally.
for sure Lulu's not going to make that a short conversation, and so it's like, no, I can't, Lulu. I got
Not right now, girl. I got to take care. No, I could have done that. And I just like that. He's like, "Do you trust me?" Of course, she's gonna trust him. Like, why not? I mean, that means he's a trustworthy guy.
Yeah, I mean, you've been shirtless in my home. Of course I trust you.
You screwed silly. Of course, I trust you. I trust you too. No, but I like the fact that Rocco did tell his mother everything.
Yeah.
Those scenes were really good though. I'll give Alexa Havens him some credit. She just listened. She was a mother. I really appreciated those scenes.
And what I did like, and who knows if she still feels this way or she was just saying it in the moment, that when she says to Rocco, it's like how you feel about Brit is how you feel about Brit. Didn't try to tell him how he should feel about Brit. Yeah, that Brit's not worth it or anything. I'm glad that she didn't do that. We'll see if that's something that she truly believes or she's just saying for him in the
Right.
moment. And
Well,
also,
right.
and also, as I'm watching those scenes, I'm like, man, when Lulu's like, I don't worry, I'm gonna take care of everything. Like, this is the worst thing. I have zero faith in Lulu to successfully handle anything. So
Of course. But I love that. But see, for me, I just love that she was a mother first. She just acted like a mother. And I thought she was, and I just appreciate those scenes where she just was there. She let him talk. Okay, take a breath, take your time. You know, she didn't force him to tell her anything either. But I like the fact that he told her. I just like the fact he told her, and she was just like, and and I just like that she was the mother. That's all. She was, I just, because that character they made her so hard to like, and so I'm trying to find things to like her.
yeah,
And for the first time, it was kind of like I kind of liked her because it wasn't about her; it was about him and her baby. I mean, like her kids are just they're both a handful. Jesus crackers. Um, and because meanwhile you had Charlotte summoned by Danny, and that was a whole shenanigans part, and the whole thing with Jason and WSB overtaking Jason and the jurisdiction of Port Charles. That was kind of funny.
yeah.
And them trying to go, excuse me, what? Huh? It's all wrong. Like, they don't care. Like, that guy, he made the most of his little 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as soon as they called cut, he just wiped the crumbs from his mouth. He left.
He was chewing. He was chewing. He gave him close ups and everything, didn't he? I was like, okay, that's right. That's right, man. Still 5 minutes. Shit. He did. I appreciate it, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That was kind of fun. He was a good agent. He was like snapping back at everybody. I loved it.
Oh, it was great. Going back to Charlotte and Rocco, what I like about that is they get into trouble, but based on like just their two different types of. I mean, Charlotte being the daughter, also Valentine is kind of devious, conniving as well as being a nice person. But Rocco just seems to get in these situations by just trying to be helpful to others,
I know.
and or just being empathetic and caring towards other people, and finds himself in these.
He
Uh,
does. It's
which I
really
which I like that. It's not like it's just like a typical like I'm just gonna be a just a rebellious kid. It's like no. He was
trying to
concerned.
help. He was
Yeah.
just yeah. No, you're right about that. He always just falls into it, so to speak. Where she kind of leads her stuff, she's a little different. But I like her. I like this Charlotte. She's really good. It was to me because everybody doesn't know that because they whisked him off so fast. Britt was knocked out and doesn't know what's going on. But only has Jason telling her, "Say I shot him." So we know it's going to be it's gonna come out at some point. She's gonna find out at some point. Obviously, Britt's gonna find
Yeah.
out.
It's gotta come out close to when he gets back because it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
gotta pay off.
yeah. And Money Mac says Rocco's a wussy. He's not going to keep the secret because of the guilt. He's a good person, Money Mac. That's the problem. He's not a natural liar like the rest of his family. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be the hardest one is it's gonna be with Danny because as Danny is suffering that his dad is gone and nobody knows where, that's man, that I imagine that is really gonna weigh on Rocco.
And he going saying fans online are criticizing Lulu for keeping what Rocco did secret after the whole Michael Claudia situation. Oh, I don't see a correlation of the two. So anyway, Finn and Alexa play off each other very well. They do. I know I was being funny, man. I'm just saying I'm being funny, money, Mike. I'm just saying, he's a good person. Of course he can. Of course he's going to tell someone. I mean, it's going to come out. I mean, obviously, he's not built that way. There's like the rest of, but he's a Corinthos. He's a Spencer. He's a Falconer. He's all these things. It's kind of funny. Just that he's the good guy. So I always think that's kind of that's what he's going to do. I'm kind of agreeing with you. I'm saying he's going to do that. He's going to tell. But for me though, this whole situation was so like broad with all different people, all different players in it. I just loved it. I just loved that it was like because then you add in the whole shooting of Colin, but you add in the whole stabbing of what's that Javi of Marcos, having Alexis find him, and how Danny was calming Alexis down, and how Danny and Jason each were like, please, be, please, look out for each other, basically. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. Alexis is a little much, to see, of course, but she was trying to save him.
I
Having
mean,
chased him.
props to Nancy Lee Grahn for being able to bring that much, given how little. For as
They were
much as
together,
I wanted to see Alexis and Marco develop a relationship, we never
right?
saw that on camera really. So
No,
she really played into the fact that like off camera they had actually become close. So I appreciate she was able to bring that to it.
yeah, it was crazy. It was just something because Lulu was insisting that the truth come out about Michael killing Claudia is what I meant. I don't. Again, to me, it doesn't matter. To me, years later, things change, and it's your child. It's your own child. It's always be different than something else.
I mean, I feel
Uh,
like that's with life. People are going to be very
yeah,
particular about something happening, and then the minute that they get themselves in a similar situation, there are extenuating circumstances, guys. You don't understand.
it's yeah.
So my
I
situation, yeah, of course now, guys, it's how it
right,
goes.
exactly. So that's how I felt like that doesn't bother. I mean, I don't have to get up in arms to that. Okay, so the props they showed on air. Props to the props department, particularly bloody. He was stabbed 7 times. They said. Paramedics got there. They got him to the. But then Danny sneaks out. That's where we laugh and wants to find his dad. Meanwhile, because this is a great umbrella story. So we're gonna get Marco. Get there. So okay. Then you got Carly and Valentine. talking. Sorry that Coco Van had to be thrown out earlier because Lucas came by and had to throw it out. But I'm really enjoying Carly and Valentine. I never thought in a grillion years I would ever say that sentence in my entire life.
That them in there in the living room talking to Danny and Charlotte, just I feel like just did so much to just kind of like normalize this.
Yes,
Like you're seeing that and you're like, all right, if the show decided to make them a couple and this was like their deal, all right, I'm down.
me too. Me too. It's funny you say that, Frank. I kind of agree with that. I was like seeing the four of them together. It's like there's one generation, another generation. Like it's kind of like it. They said me too in the chat too. I agree. Like it really worked. It was really weird. It worked. Like I don't need Donna and Avery and all them. This was good right here. That was that whole thing. We already know Danny and Sean have their own little thing.
Yeah.
They're setting up how they're there for each other. They're doing it the correct way. I'll take it. But the adults, they are growing. They didn't plan this. This was not planned. But they do have chemistry. I mean, I do. They have chemistry. I never thought. I seriously never thought in a million years that these two people, Laura Wright and her character, and James Patrick Stewart and his character, they have chemistry, and the stakes are really high. And when Jason said, and he takes it serious, taking it seriously, you got to take care of her or else. And he's taking it seriously. I think they see each other differently now a little bit. They see each other a little differently, and he said that basically. And she's feeling a little something there. And I'm loving this. So that's all going on over here. They don't even know what's going on. They have no idea what's going on yet. It's just like this is going on. This is kind of crazy.
What I like, it's been a while. I mean, yes, we've had Valentine with Anna, but they're always living separate.
Right,
And so since Nina, when she was at Windermere, have we seen
right.
kind of Valentine in, I don't say like more of a domestic sort of type of situation. So seeing these scenes where he's just with Carly in the kitchen and then he's in the living room and they're all chatting with Danny and Charlotte. It's just like, all right, if the show wants to make a run at this and put Valentine in this situation, I mean, I'm not going to say no to more James Patrick Stewart.
Right.
So thank you, show, for doing such a great thing of having the character exit, but then bringing him back and giving him some stuff to play with.
Well, the chat's liking it too. I mean, we all kind of like James Patrick Stewart. I mean, he can read the phone book and we're in. So I think that's just kind of and that does help. Whoever they pair him with, it does work. Whoever they pair him
Yeah.
with, it does work.
And
Um,
it's like as an ongoing soap, I mean, it's tough sometimes to find interesting stories to tell with certain characters. And so I like that the show, as much as it kind of bummed at the minute when it happened, to like, hey, we're sending Valentine off to Steinbauer. That time away just gave the show to kind of figure out a way to like, hey, this would be an interesting way to reintroduce this character in kind of a different situation. And I think, man, it's worked. I've really dug this
agree.
reintroduction.
Everybody loves it. Okay, now let's get back to the hospital. Because basically at this point, Brick comes to, she's brought to the hospital. Jason is taken into custody. Rocco's whisked away. Now we're at the hospital. I think it was so interesting to have Lucas working on Cullum first, while his man's been brought in, and having Isaiah be the one work on him. But then the second, why that works later, because I almost forgot about that part until okay. So, and it's funny, we don't see and again, like something's wrong, and then and Cullum's gonna make it clearly, and having Lucas still trying to call. Oh my god, call Marco. Oh my god! And we all know kind of he must be dead. Like they're not showing us anything. And Elizabeth comes out and tries to get him to go in the other room, and he's just like, "No, tell me." And he tells him, "I thought," and he just cut to him in the room with them. Very touching stuff. I think it was very. Van did a good job. I think of
Yeah.
that, like we'll cut too short kind of stuff.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. I mean, they did a good job of making it believable that people weren't finding things out until later.
yeah,
It was a nice juggling of, situations and how it was taking people out from certain times when they should have been there to know stuff sooner.
Well, that brings up the one that I'm going to say right now. He deserves obviously an Emmy nomination. I think number one. So Carlo and Ava had a good little time. She put the moves on him, but we learned something about him that's really interesting. So he had a bad marriage, obviously, and so he's not keen to getting married again or being tied down. It's very interesting. They don't even play that very often with villain. Usually, the villain wants somebody so bad, it's a whole thing. They're playing like he's like, "Sure, girl, like you're not gonna change my mind," and she's like, "Yes, I will. I'm able to run." Like, and so it's kind of like this push. I mean, it's like he's not falling for her heavily, but he's like interested. He's in. I mean, why not? He's into her. I mean, he's more or less. Hello, he's into her. And they're having their own shenanigans, like you said, just doing their own little thing. Hi, I got news for you. I got to talk to you. Like, and it's funny because he finds out, and it's like, and at first he's totally in shock. But it's his scene. I'm telling you, it's his scene with Dead Marco where he goes from sad to angry. Carlo wrote it. He gave it. To me, he gave it. He really. It's like this is what we want. I was curious. I was figuring this was going to happen. Sil was going to be so pissed that his son. He did love his son. That's why. I mean, that's one thing. He did love his son. That scene where he was like, he's gonna make him pay, make Sonny pay, make everybody pay, and all that. He's said that's a great motivator now for Sil just to be bad.
And it will be interesting to see what happens when when he finds out that it was Cullum that killed him. Because even if Cullum had gone to Sidwell and said like, "Hey, your son is working with Lucas Jones and they're trying to take these vials for Britt," there's no way that Sidwell would have said, "Well, you can kill Marco." There's
No,
no
no, he
way.
would have.
There's
No,
no
yeah,
way
no,
he would have said that. It's like, we'll ship him out of town, we'll do something, but you're not going to kill my son.
no.
Uh, so the fact I'm just waiting for that because I feel like that's going to be a key part that has to happen. And I feel like that's part of how Sidwell sticks around longer on canvas because eventually, like
Yes,
Cullum has to become like the real big bad.
I agree. But that one little scene, I was in. I was like, okay, here we go. And then at the station, it was so intense. Lucas walks in, Sidwell's there. Now, we saw Lucas before saying he's going to tell you, make sure everybody knows it's his father, blah, 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 because nobody knows it's Cullum. They know, I have no idea, He's going to tell, but then he walks up and hugs him.
Yeah.
That was intense, Frank. I was like, ooh. And the way Van played it, first he didn't hug back at first. You saw it. He was just kind of like, okay. But on the same token, he did know his father loved his son. And he loved his son. And he was like, thank you for loving my son. You're probably the only person here. And he goes, hey, we call him the Windermere. It's like, it's your home. Always. Complication, complication, complication. I loved it.
It gives reason for Lucas to stay,
Yeah.
especially also because the medication isn't it? But it's just like the Cullum thing is the wild card. It's like Cullum knows that Marco's got it, so that and he knows that Lucas was part of it. So, uh, uh, like Lucas has to know that Cullum is the one that killed Marco. I mean, without actually seeing it, he's got to put two and two together that it was Cullum that did it. Especially once he knows that Cullum was going to kill Britt, and the whole
Right.
reason was there is that he. I mean, they have. I mean, Britt and he haven't even had a chance to talk yet. So I think between the two of them, they're going to realize that Cullum was the one that killed Marco. Like Britt already feels like Cullum's killed Marco.
Right.
So like,
And umbrella story, having Portia work on Brett. Smart. They're building something there too.
yeah,
A little bit.
which is good. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like Brit is such a stone wall with people that she will deflect and she will obfuscate. There's only a few like people that she will kind of like really open up to, or just like that in the walls. I mean, look how long it took for like Lucas, and it was only because of just the incredible situation that she was in
Right.
that finally happened. So I will be curious to see how that Portia Brit relationship kind of develops.
Yeah. I love that. And later when Lulu brought in Rocco and saw Elizabeth, that made sense. She's
Yeah.
family, and she can play it off. But Charlotte was like, "You ain't good in the kitchen. You ain't know she's not good in the kitchen." So at first, her first example, he's like, "Yeah, I know, right? Not that nobody's dumb." But anyway, so we got to mention when Sybil arrives at the hospital and sees Isaiah. That's why I forgot almost about that. That they never play it. That they have a pass. So he says, "Did you just get back at me?" And the way it is Isaiah, I was shaking my boots too. I was like,
It's amazing that like Port Charles can be the smallest city in the world until moments like this where you're like Isaiah and Sewell have had very little. Have they had any interaction since Sewell really landed in town? I don't
no,
think so.
no,
So yeah, this to see this, the frustrating thing is they just like Isaiah has just been like having nothing to do. So
exactly.
I hope that this at least like serves as like a little thing. Oh yeah, we could give like maybe it opens up like something that we could do something interesting with Isaiah. I don't know, but but still, regardless, it was a nice callback to the storyline that made me excited for what Isaiah could bring to the show and mourn what has not been done with that character since.
But it had. I'm glad it had to be said because they do have a connection. So Sybil would think that at first, like, what are you doing? So I thought that was kind of cool. And then later, our other duo that you never, and I loved this, and their conversation was good too. Britt and Jocelyn, and they called back to her saving her life
Yeah.
all those years ago on Pier 55. I was like, that's right. And then she said, "Who knew I'd be whisked away by I'd be whisked away by Column on my death." Like that was a callback to back. I said that makes sense, and now they're seeing themselves again in something together, and they both know how bad Sidwell is, and they get it. They both get it. So I kind of like that.
It's tough because yes, they both know how bad Cullum is. And so from one point of view, yes, getting rid of him now where he's his most vulnerable, never gonna have a better chance to do it than right now, makes sense. And also because none of the other truth is out about they're not able to prove anything that Cullum's been doing, it makes the situation so much worse for Jason. It's one thing to be involved in the shooting of a WSB agent. I mean, he's already, but then to be in the, cause, as far as I know, the death of an upstanding WSB agent.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I feel like Cullum's not good. And, we certainly danced around Cullum never knowing who Jocelyn is.
right.
So it's like we still have to play that beat. And so I will be. at first I feel like it's just going to be the way Cullum's eyes were. Someone saying when he opened them up at the end of Friday's episode, uh, that I mean, Jocelyn could just play it off at least for right now as like, oh, I was here and I heard about you being shot, and I'm like, gosh, I just wanted to come in because you must be so lonely. So that's why I was in the room, not trying to kill you, buddy. So she probably could play it out of that,
Yeah,
but I feel like we still need to wait for Colin to figure out that Jocelyn knows what's up and wants to eliminate her.
right.
That's a beat that's yet to be played.
David also they let Cullum live. He's going after Britt. He's going after Lucas. Anyway, but that's the thing. I mean, he has the thing is, I'm with Frank. This is the wild card. What they choose to do with Cullum. His eyes could have opened. He closed them again. His eyes could open. He can't speak. His eyes could open. Like, there's a whole bunch of amnesia. There's so many ways they can go with this that we do not. It depends on how long they want to prolong it. It also really depends on how long they want to move this around. And if they want to settle this before Steve Burton comes back or not, that's gonna be the test. So with like Frank, I'll be watching to see how they actually, if it's gonna be stretched, like the whole backseat thing, it will be stretched out so long, or will they go full steam ahead anyway? Then and then Jason comes back, he comes back. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying. That's the question I have.
Yeah, I mean, you could play it as if they went full steam ahead and did all this stuff with Jason in WSB custody. They could, once the whole Colin situation was resolved, they could also just come to them and go like, "We went to go release Jason, and he's gone. Somebody else, something happened. He was abducted. He was taken, and so." Jason could also just disappear from wherever he was hidden away to begin with. And it's like, well, no, what happened to Jason? So you could play that card if they wanted to keep plugging it around. But if we kind of feel like, if you're right, if Colin kind of like has amnesia for a little bit, which knowing what he knows seems to be the play if you want to drag this story out. He has to not remember. Although that's a lot to not remember. Like you almost killing Jason, you almost killing Britt,
I don't
you
know why you sound
killing Marco.
surprised, Frank. I don't know why you sound surprised. Have you watched
That's
soap
a
opera?
lot to not remember.
And have you watched soap
That's
operas?
true.
I'm
So
like,
like, but that is, you're right. That is the way to drag it out for a
yeah.
while until Jason is closer to coming back.
Like they're saying, could be temporarily paralyzed. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things. There's so many different ways they can go with this. We just don't know yet which way they're going to go. And so I'm curious. We just name ways. We just both name things they could do. But I'm just saying, I don't know what they're going to do. So I guess we'll see. But yeah,
Yeah, temporary paralysis is not it because Cullen, as the head of WSB, could get somebody else to go knock out Britt and Lucas to do that. So I feel like it's got to be something more than just him being paralyzed. Because I mean, he'd have to have something affecting his memory that he doesn't recall all this stuff. And like Sidwell, like because once Sidwell finds out, one, he'd want to get rid of Cullum, but then the two of them would have to know that like Cullum's got to know by killing Sidwell's son, like Sidwell he can't keep around either for long because
no,
like he knows whenever that information comes out, like Sidwell will just stop at nothing to kill him. So I feel like he's got to he has to use Sidwell for as long as he needs him to get what he needs, and then off him as well.
I agree with you on that. Steve says he's coming back. Annie, he says he's coming back. Not retired. He's coming back. Also, because this just spreads out. That's why I love. I love these stories. It spreads out. Carly goes to Sunny, of course, as she would. That makes total sense. Goes to Sunny. Rick shows up, and yes, Rick and Carly should always be at odds. Totally get it.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, totally get it. I mean, if she started trusting or liking him, that'd be weird. So I get her like him. Like that's like, and I get it, and he gets it too. Well, but I believe him. I don't know. Maybe I'm a crazy person. Maybe I love. I don't know. I believe that he's trying to be there for his brother.
And what I like about it too is now with Jason for sure off canvas for a while, like it makes sense. Sonny needs somebody to kind of bounce off stuff and not having Jason there. Rick makes sense. And so I mean, I'm excited. Like when they shake hands and you're like, hey, they've never seen us, together. It excites me to see what the two of them can actually pull off when the
Me
rope is working
too.
together. So
Yeah, I mean, Rick Hurst, Rick Hurst, Rick Hurst. It's like, not even say anymore. Just having him on my screen makes me happy. He has chemistry with every single person on that cast. Um, and I think, again, stopping the repetition that Frank and I always talk about. This is actually interesting. Him and Sonny becoming brothers. This could be really interesting, actually. No one's killing their edges. It's just that they're tired of fighting. Like you said, he has the remnants of his mother. He doesn't have his sister anymore. He doesn't have his parents. Rick is it. And on that level, yeah.
yeah, and it's like, do we want to keep? I feel like it's diminishing returns for a viewer too. Like, how many times can you watch that? We're not going to be as excited with viewers about that. Like, this is just a different take on the Rick and Sonny relationship. Like, as a viewer and as a fan, I'm all for giving me a different take on this. Get me excited about this.
Yes, they're trying to keep Rick on the canvas. They are. as successfully, might I add. Might I add.
Oh, and for as successful as they're doing that, I am frustrated as heck that Martin got sent away. Come on. Oh, and then it was Sidwell. Just like, oh, man, I'm so bummed on that. So bummed.
I agree. Um, this show sometimes I just don't get it. They have a gym in Martin and Michael E. Knight. Him and Tracy should be banging each other by now, angrily banging each other. That's what he should be doing. Um, he should be with his baby sister, helping her fight against Sidwell and all them. She should be able to tell him
Yes.
everything. Like there's oh, there's so much uses for him. Also, as a lawyer, I don't understand why they let him go for now yet.
It's it. I just to think of scenes where it could be Laura, Sonny, Rick, and Martin all talking together would be it. I would love to see that. Like a Rick Hurst, Michael E. Knight bouncing off each other's stuff would be excellent. I mean, and knowing that how Martin feels about Sonny, still like there's great stuff within those scenes that I was really hoping that he would be more involved in this.
So our thing is, whether it's temporary or whatever, he should be on more.
It's I don't. It is so curious to me why the show just does not use him more than they should.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buckley Knight is just is a treasure, a daytime treasure. So they're saying they heard Michael Knight was doing All My Children Redo with Susan Lucci and Mark Kelly Ripa are going to find it. Is that true? Here's the deal. Kelly Ripa has the rights to All My Children. As she mentioned recently, that they're trying to film a couple of films for Lifetime, All My Children films. Susan Lucci was on their show the other day, but they're just talking. They did not say she's going to be on for sure or not. Everybody's like, you have to be on, of course. They're being coy. So I don't know what you guys are reading or hearing. Because I'm in the industry and I hear certain things, but they have not been forthcoming for everything what's going on with that particular project. So it could still be in development. Maybe they are filming the first movie. I have no idea. I have not heard. I don't know anybody from that set that's from there. So I'm just saying, everybody be careful when you read certain things out there. It's not always true. They look real, they look true, but not, some of those things are not. You guys know what I'm talking about. Some of those spoilers and this is going to happen. They phrase it a certain way, but I haven't. There's certain sources that I go to that I know are the truth, and they have not reported anything. So, but from Kelly and Mark's mouth when they had Susan on for her book, and she talked about Michael Jordan and all that, there was nothing definitive said. I think it's on purpose. They want to surprise us. I think, but yeah, Kelly Ripa does have the rights to All My Children. I heard it's going to be in movie form, like 3 or 4 movies. I heard Christmas movie. I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, there's lots of rumors going around about stuff, but people that I know would know so far, there's not. I don't know anything definitive.
And if it actually goes into production and
Right,
filming, they will not be coy about hiding that. They will make
right,
a big splash because they would want to make sure fans are engaged right from the start of filming all the way to when it actually shows somewhere. They want to
right. I
build up
agree.
that anticipation and thirst for the fans to watch whatever they're going to make. So do not worry. They won't keep it hidden when that thing goes into filming. They will
I
want you on board right from day one.
don't want you to know who's on, who's back. I agree with that completely. Also, so I don't know. If you know something definitive, you know it's the truth. You can always send us, on social media links or whatever. But uh, I know some people in the know, kind of, and I don't. There's nothing. It's something there's something that is being, yes, talked about, and they're trying to work things out. I know that for sure. But anyway, so yeah, I agree with you on the Michael E. Knight thing. So now Laura back is alone again. She has nobody there. Even Martin and Lulu working together was fun. The whole little auntie niece, uncle niece thing was kind of
Yeah.
fun too.
Ugh. I know. It's
I know.
just
I know.
because it's the Sidwell and maybe with Marco's death this changes, but like the Sidwell, as much as I was excited about Laura and Sunny teaming up against Sidwell at the beginning of it, this I've really lost interest in that part of it because it's just really become nothing. I keep getting the same scenes where it's like, oh, Laura's got to do this for Sidwell, and she huffs and puffs about it. And she's like, I've had enough about this, but then she just goes ahead and does it, and we kind of see that played again and again. And even this week we get him coming in and saying, well, I sent Martin off because he was getting too close, and I know where Kevin and Ace are. It's like we've seen these kind of beats again. It's like you teased me with the idea that Sonny and Laurie getting together and you're gonna find a way to turn the tables. We were getting zero of that so far, and it's just like, ugh.
So I have to mention Ava and Lucas. Another, I mean, okay, first of all, it's more West. All of us who are As the World Turns fans, I know you're looking and we're seeing Luke, which was his character on that show, and her was Carly. Ironically, her name was Carly on that show. More West, who has been woefully used as of late. We're talking a 3-time Emmy winner who's woefully used. Could come in and just help command a scene. And when she's there just for her nephew, and she just talks to him plainly, and she knows the pain. We know she knows the pain of losing somebody. It's in her voice, it's in what she says. She doesn't say Kiki's name. You can tell she's drawn, bless you. You can tell she's drawing from that. And they did a great job, for the most part, of showing us Lucas and Ava's relationship. So it really did work for me, those scenes at her apartment.
Uh, as as tragic as it was, losing Kiki, like nothing is like that. It informs Ava so much, even when it's not mentioned by name. Just interactions that she has when it involves parent-children dynamics, whether she's talking to Trina or she's talking to Portia or anybody else. It's like you just know that undercurrent is always there.
Oh, which I mean, I don't want to imagine. Frank and I both have kids. I don't want to imagine that whatsoever, what that feels like. Um, but I can imagine that's what it feels like. That you never really escape it. Like it's just there. The closest I can say for me is my brother Max. I miss him every day. So it's always just there. When I see other people, I see brothers together, I get jealous sometimes. Or I see something happens, or somebody loses a sibling, I feel it heavily. It's just there. And seeing these two Emmy-winning actors opposite each other, and just a really soft scene. It was good. I was glad they had that scene. I'm glad they didn't skip over it. Because she had to leave Sidwell to do his thing. She went straight home to see what Lucas needed. I thought that's very cool. But they just and she was like, just take the time you need, whatever you need. Just they agree with you. So yeah, no, Frank says it's just like you could feel it. The way she was talking to him, it's Kiki she's talking about. Oh, easily,
Yeah.
easily, easily.
What I also enjoyed as a follow-up there at Ava's is when Sidwell stops by, and to have that kind of moment of self-reflection after we've seen him tell Dante, get up in Isaiah's face about everybody that he thinks is responsible for Marco's death, but then ask Ava, is it because of me?
Oh,
And
I know.
I love that because just give me just a little bit of that, like the guy can be self-reflective and think like, oh wait, am I the problem? Great, great. It makes him a little bit more well-rounded, makes me believe he's got legs on this show.
I agree with you completely. That was another, but again, it's like Maura West. Like, F me. She's so good. I agree. Um, Sometimes the show writes villains into a little too cartoony and into a corner by giving him self reflection. And it seemed like he really was hurt. Like he was really thinking about like, God, is it me? They're just my own son. Like, and again, she understands all of that. And she again was like just there for him. It was wonderful. I agree. It's this is going to sit with him for a long time, and like I said, it's going to inform how he goes forward. And people in the chat was like, that was another shocker when Cyril came to see Ava and asked her if he. I know, I know. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because
So
I
yeah,
mean,
so,
a lesser take would have been him just going back to Windermere and just brooding and plotting revenge and stuff, and that was it. But him stopping at Ava's place, like, oh, I'm so glad that they did that.
and you know, I always ask for that. I don't need a drawn out, long ass monologue scene. Sometimes you just need a couple of minutes and just one little, just the right person to do this thing with, and we're good. I'm good. I'm like, that's when they do that. It's like, okay, I'm good. They really did. And also we can't forget, kind of funny, Alexis, Tracy, Carly, hilarious but interesting. Because with Jason before he leaves, basically lets Nexus know that he's the one, she's the one, the guardian. And it's funny because they played Tracy and Alexis not really as just full on enemies or anything, just kind of maybe a little annoyances of each other. But they always come to the same conclusion about some things. Sometimes they kind of agree on things. Just that she's a Quartermain and Lex is the other side of the family. I just thought the conversations are actually like nobody's really wrong. There's what the whole parenting thing and Jason, he needs this and that. But then have Carly show up. That was hilarious. They both kind of look at Carly like, oh God. And Carly's like, I was looking at my 2 cents. I was looking at 2 cents. Tracy has no use for Carly, first of all. Neither Lex doesn't really either. Um, but it's funny that Trace again, but then we got again Jane Elliott, who just come in. And that's the they all are so good at their roles. That's kind of the best thing. You can bring them together for something silly or something serious, and it always seems to work. And it wasn't about each other. It was digs at each other, but it wasn't about each other. It was about kids and parenting. And it's like, so they always rag on Tracy, who the nannies. They took care of. They always rag on. But I liked it. I thought just it was kind of fun when she's like, "Be careful, he's Jason and Sam's son." That was true. She didn't say anything that wasn't true.
No, that's yeah, and I mean, I can understand Alexis's uh, instinct to want to, very much helicopter in this moment and just protect, but realizing like that should be like Carly's saying, make this a safe space that he wants to come back to, not that he's trying to always run away from.
Because Danny and Alexis, and I love that he apologized to her. But Carly's like, you got to call her mother, you got to call her, and they know you're okay. And he apologized to her, and she was like, okay, got it. Just like it was very cool. I was like, so I thought that was really cool. Also, they played that beat because Alexis and Danny have a good relationship for the most part. I mean, grandfather, grandmother, grandson.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had. I mean, there's never really been any kind of headbutting in the past with them before. So uh I will be curious to see what it's like going forward for the next few months.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh
I, I
sadly it's like I know Willow and Drew and I have been on our screens for like the past week or so. I tell
Why'd you
you,
say that?
have not missed it. Have not missed it at all.
No, I don't know why you said their names. All right, we're gonna move on. I don't know why you said their names. Um, when they mentioned Peter August during the okay, I have to skip just a second, just for a second. I said his name only for this purpose. When when Chase and Homegirl were doing the talk with the foster person, and she goes, Well, there was a extenuating circumstance. Peter August. Okay, say no more. I remember him. I was like, yes. That made me laugh so hard. Oh yeah, I remember that story. I remember him. I
That's
guess he was
also
that
like
big in Port Charles.
that's the one thing. It's like so like we all know the deal with Peter August. But like how much does the greater world know about how everything that he was up to before he died? Like that's a so when she says that to me, I'm like, so was that all like did that all become public knowledge after his death about all the stuff that he was into?
It's hilarious. I loved it though because I hate that man so much. So that made me laugh because they brought that up, and he was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Okay, got it." Because they did Violet first, and then Bailey. So, but then having so okay, so let's go back to the thing. So that whole side of that umbrella story, I think we covered all the angles. I think did I missed an angle.
No. Well, I mean, I think the big thing we have this week is Pascal's reaction. I'm sure we're going to get.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That's right. Oh my god, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that. Okay, kids, we'll see how that goes.
Uh,
That's
does he
hilarious.
fall to his knees and sob?
Oh my god, that is hilarious. Oh my god, that's right. I forgot that. Okay, that's funny, Frank. I like that. So we covered all that side. On the other side of the tracks and stuff going on, a few things going on. A few things. Um, we have. Oh my god, I went blank. All of a sudden, I was gonna say something. I went blank.
Oh, I mean, Chase and Brooklyn
Oh,
trying to get. Oh,
we have that whole thing going on, but it all starts with Olivia. Let's go back to Olivia and her pushed up bra she was wearing that day. I'm like, and her and Michael talking, which he called her out on it. You're not a prude by like no means. You love everybody. It's about like what's going. And so it's funny they're choosing to have her, not Tracy, but Olivia be the one to have a problem with a hooker. Of course, little man heard it, which serves later. It's a funny story. But I was like, I'm not really into this story so much because I'm like, why do you care so much? It's just so weird that they're pushing so hard that Olivia is against us, so to speak.
yeah, it is just like, why are you so close-minded about ability for people's ability to change?
Right,
And would you not want her to be able to change her life and be a better, become a better version of herself? Uh,
right.
so it's like, why are you so so against wanting that to be a possibility for this woman?
I know it's really weird. I'm like, they're really playing it so hard. I'm like, really? Are we really doing that? I'm like, is that really what we're doing? I guess it is what we're
I mean,
doing.
yeah, and that thing at the boat at the guest house, yes, that did happen, but it was one incident, and not everybody's ideal, no, but things happen. Life happens, and sometimes even adults can do something silly, and the kid will walk in on them.
I agree.
For
I just
Olivia
think
to be so like stuck on like that is just a horrible thing. And Michael, you don't realize how horrible that was. Like, ugh, Olivia.
I mean, I get so Michael agreed, and I get that. So said you got to be more careful at the gatehouse. Anybody could have walked in. That part's true, and you got to be a little careful. We have the little afternoon delight. So I know I agree with that part. I mean, that part okay, and he kind of got that. But her being against the hookers, I say it's a they never played Olivia's upper crust or anything. Like I said, you would think Tracy would be the one who would be like, "Oh my god," but like she's more open minded. And they brought up the whole Bobby thing, so I'm like, so I was like, "Come on!" I thought that would soften the blow a bit, but it's just very interesting that they're pushing this so hard. Um, yeah, they could have walked in the gatehouse, got it. He actually admitted that was I should have been a little more cautious. But the rest of it, I'm just like, what are they going to think, basically? What's going to happen? Society, like, you never cared before. So it's weird when they sacrifice the characters sometimes for a certain story. Like, kind of like, we need somebody in the canvas to be against it so hard. So we'll make it Olivia. Okay.
And I don't know why they're choosing this particular story to tell, unless they think it is somehow because I mean, yes, we've realized, and then other people realize too, like there's some, at least interest from Christina towards this.
Yeah, so I'm going there too.
Is this supposed to plant some seed that kind of allows that to grow more? I don't
I'm
know.
wondering also. I'm wondering it also, but the fact that Wally hears everything, is like, what's a hooker? That made me laugh a little bit. The timing of that for them. But again, it's like, yeah, it's like you're really pushing hard. Shauna Morrell thinks they're pushing it because reveal will be that she comes from an upper crust family.
I mean, Jacinda's story, like we don't know what it is, so it could,
Yeah,
and yeah, I know we've both talked about how much we enjoy having her on the canvas. So,
yeah,
anything that kind of keep her around long term, great. I mean,
yeah,
she comes packed with a lot of story. Yeah,
yes,
whether it's family, whether it's past clients, or anything she got into on any of her trips around, like when she went to Australia on Portia and Nina's dime. Who knows?
yes. I don't know. I just think it's a weird story, and there must be a purpose to it. It must going to lead to something. I guess we'll have to wait and see what it's going to lead to. I don't really know. And again, we never see Leo. We never see Amelia Bailey. I mean, like the kids, we really don't see them that often. So I don't. I mean, it's like we just have to remember they're in the house somewhere. I guess I don't just.
And it's a bummer. Like I guess at least for a while, I mean that the crowded Quartermain house is not as crowded anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
you've got like I don't know like how much longer. Much longer. Well, I guess his mom's there, so it makes sense for Dante to stick around.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, like, Rocco's, maybe there half the time. But if Danny's not going to be living there, then what's the point of that? So you've just basically got Leo, and that's it, right? And
Leo
Wiley,
and,
and
and
Wiley's sister. Ugh, yeah.
yeah, because Scouts with Drew and Willow, and then part time with Lexus. That's why Lexus wants Scout. They go together. So I was like, okay.
That's a shame. The crowded Quartermain house was a nice bit for a while.
It was. It was good. It was good. Um, am I missing anything? Did we get through this week?
No, I hope that they ask Michael as one of the people to like other character references. I mean, we know Michael will not throw because of Brooklyn will not throw them under the bus.
Right. Right.
Uh, but I mean, he seems to be the only one well, him and Olivia at the moment. So be curious to see what happens.
Yeah. And I mean, like you say, you guys are getting too close. Are you guys okay like giving her up? We know what's gonna happen. They're gonna have that baby. They're gonna keep it.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's a bummer because I enjoyed Chase for a long time, but like this whole Willow thing just is really
Ugh.
kind of dulled my enjoyment of that character. So
Yeah.
it's like I lose a lot of investment in any of the storyline for them, and maybe it wins me back. Maybe Chase will get a chance to kind of be more of Chase of old, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's why I enjoyed that character uh previously.
I agree. I agree. Well, folks, I think we caught it. We did it. Hour and a half. So it's actually long. Something we did it, folks. Folks, we won't be here next week. But if the show is really, 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 really good, we might do a during the week something.
Well, I mean, we have the Wednesday anniversary show, so we may, things have
Put some
happened.
stuff there. But I was saying, if something happens Thursday and Friday that's so monumental, Frank, I will be texting Frank and we'll work something out somewhere.
Besides his usual boudoir photos.
He loves when I wear lace teddy. Um, it's like, but when I put it on, it's lace teddy bear. But that was bad. But yes, that was funny. Yay! But yeah, we are on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 91 people watching today. Thank you, 91 people. We are on Wednesday. So Wednesday night, make sure you join us. 10-4 GH, Candace Mack, Frank Moran, JLJ. We will be there. Be
Man, yeah,
there.
look at that. You don't have to just listen to just James and I just prattling on. You get to hear these other hot people sharing their hot takes.
Yes, a mother and daughter. Well, in some circles, a mother and son, and a woman from across the land, and a place called Maryland. Yes, exactly. That was her latest thing. I'm from Maryland. I'm like, oh, okay. Sure. You guys take care of yourselves and each other, as a famous Shakespeare would say all the time. It's a good week. It is. It is because we're in spring, kids. We are in it. Don't know where you live. It feels like it feels like summer out here, but we're in spring. April is upon us, Frank. We're here. What boudoir photos? You're not gonna see them.
But they're
Everybody.
worth it. Trust me, they're worth
We'll talk to you next time.
it.
Yeah. It's like, I want they won't let me stop. There we go. Oh, that would be awesome. No, let me stop this.